Whoa, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Forge. I've got my guests, Autocorrect Primer and Diecast Norbs here, and we are going to be talking Toyfair. First and foremost, Jimmy is away on vacation. He will be back next week. I will not be on next week, so it's been a pleasure. I'm going to start this show by letting Diecast introduce himself, followed by Autocorrect Primer, because, he was on last week, and he doesn't really deserve any more of your time. Here we go, Diecast. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We have had you on once before. I'm really excited to have you on today.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I appreciate the invite. It's Diecast Norbs, Galactic Hooligan, and I love collecting Transformers, talking about them and everything. I actually do veer off towards side quests and everything every so often. Pretty soon I'm going to have another one. Right now I'm on X. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on this channel here, YouTube. Just stalk me over here. Subscribe, because I could actually use more friends, And then on the Transformers Hooligans Hangout, you can actually find all of us over there, and you can actually kind of peruse and talk about all kinds of different things, toys, if you actually want to. It's actually a good group over there and everything like that. We're actually quite a few people over there and everything. We're just very positive a group over there. And you can actually also find me on Instagram as Diecast Norbs Activate, and Tumblr, because I still use the Tumblr, and I don't know why.
Works for me. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Nation Review says hello. I'm going to say hey right back at you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Autocorrect Primer, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're getting into the news and all the fun stuff.
All the great stuff. Thank you for having me again. You can find me here on YouTube. Like I said, you can also take a look and find us on our website, which is bitterteamedia.com. Or if you want to, you can check us out now on Amazon, and which would be under Derek and Nikki Davis, where some of our reviews will now be up on Amazon, and you also get to check out our books there too.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Good to know. Well, this weekend, as I'm sure everyone knows, was Toyfair. There was so much cool stuff that was shown off at Toyfair this year.
Was there? Oh, man, that was great.
Yeah. The Toyfair, man, I was just it's every moment, every second, something new was popping out, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic. There was so many cool things, though. I know we're going to be talking Transformers, but NECA showed off some cool stuff, man. That 50th anniversary Bruce the Shark is beautiful. I want it. I used to have the Jaws game, so it's kind of cool to have that in there. I still have the Little Shop of Horrors Don't Feed the Plant game. However, It is brown plastic, and it is fully oxidized. So if you look at it, pieces fall off, but it's still cool to have. NECA also showed off, I think, some Universal Monsters, Turtles crossovers, which was cool to see. Shredder as Dracula. His own Dracula battle armor.
That's actually kind of cool. I didn't get a chance to see that yet.
That was pretty
that
rad.
Was really cool. I love that.
Yeah. So, I'm a little bit of a NECA fan. I just don't like how much their prices have gone up, so I don't buy their stuff or review their stuff. Optination Review is going to be driving down to Los Angeles for TFCon tomorrow.
Optination.
Wow. 8-hour drive. Here we come. I so badly want to do TFCon LA one year, but they've hosted on my wife's birthday, and I can't do that to her. I even have a place in LA to stay. I have family out in Studio City, and it would be easy as could be to make it, but it's just not going to happen until they move it over a week or two. So anyway, let's get into our news and products. And these products are going to basically be exactly what we're going to be talking about all night, guys. I'm going to start it off with the Transformers Cyberworld line. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. It is a kiddie line, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the simplicity. I'm loving that the kids are going to be able to get back into this. And I think, as Derek pointed out, there is a new cartoon coming that's going to be on YouTube, which I feel is a super smart move for Hasbro, because all the kids are on YouTube. That's what they're doing. So to throw these episodes up there, I think that's super smart, instead of limiting themselves to like Paramount Plus or something. So this is Megatron in his green tank truck mode. I believe this is a remold of Bulkhead or somebody.
Yeah.
But this mold has been used before. What do you guys think of this?
Oh, okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go. He's adorbs. Look at that guy. He actually kind of like really looks like he's literally saying, "Get in my belly." You know, like look at this guy. He's great.
Yeah.
I kind of low key, high key want this guy.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I have a 6-year-old son, because I'm gonna have this guy.
I am. I'm actually going to get the whole line. My wife and I talked about it. This is going to be one of the Megatrons. This is going to be G2 Megatron.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really interested in the line. Anytime that they're going to go back to things to deal with kids, I think it's a very good avenue.
Check out that Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee's not bad.
No, that's a fun Bumblebee. It's a simple transformation. Again, this is a kid's line, right?
Yes.
And this is what we want. They look the part, and they're simple enough for the kids to transform it and not saying dad, 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 dad every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Now, personally, I don't mind that. I'm a Transformers guy for the engineering. I'm not a car guy. I couldn't tell you what any car driving down the street really is. I'm not a car guy. I love robots and I love engineering, and that's what draws me. Derek, I did cut you off, so why don't we start off with you this time in regards to your thoughts on this Bumblebee?
For me, for the Bumblebee and stuff, this is going to be really easy. I've got a friend of ours that lives in Alaska, and I've been wanting to get her kids into Transformers. And so right here, Nikki already said, hey, Bumblebee is my guy. I definitely wanted to make sure we send this up there. And for the price, he looks the part. I'm happy. Extremely happy.
Yep. That auto mode is actually super sharp. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely dynamite for the bot mode there. I mean, the car mode there. It's cool looking. I love the front work. And there's more paint than I would expect on a children's line with this with these figures that they've revealed.
Agreed. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would love to see more paint on the abdomen itself and everything, but aside from that, he looks great.
Yeah, agreed. I agree there. And let's knock it before it even becomes a thing. This is the kids' wave. This is going to have waffling. So of course, expect some hollow bits.
And I hope they do a cliff jumper.
I do too. I don't even care if they reuse the mold and just give us a new head, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just expose the kids to those characters. Next one, this is their Galvatron, and he is rumored to be a Junkion. I'm not sure what to take in regards to the Junkion thing, because there's a couple other characters we're going to see that also share that Junkion feel. But I just think it's wild that they took such a different approach with Galvatron, and he's got a mustache, which is pretty wild. What do you guys think of this new take on Galvatron?
Sure. Well, for me, for Galvatron, I think that, having a new mold in another style, I think is great. I think it's something that they desperately needed. It kind of gets away from everything being a Starscream, everything being a, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Soundwave, Shockwave. So I'm for it.
Yeah. I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me of which one was it? Was it RID Scourge or something that actually had that animal mode and everything? But he looks good. I mean, he looks cool. I just don't know if I'm actually online with him being an animalistic Junkion, but I guess you know what I mean. Yeah. But not bad though. Not bad.
Cool.
I like that weapon.
I think it's fun. I'm gonna pick him up. I'm a Galvatron Mark though. I'm going to pick him up. Next up is this is Mirage. All right. I think it's wild. And I didn't know until today that it was Mirage, because when I was looking at the pictures, I'm like, man, that head sculpt screams Mirage, but he's a jet, which is so strange. But I think it's pretty cool. I think it's neat that they took a different take on this character and they gave us a Mirage. What do you guys feel?
I kind of feel like he actually reminds me of the Cyberjets of old,
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm actually in on that. I wouldn't have actually necessarily used the name Mirage itself. I think I would have actually chosen a different name altogether. But he looks cool though. I really like him. He's got a boxy jet mode and everything like that, kind of like oh man, what's this guy's name again? Don't help me out here. I'll come back to it. What?
Like, were you thinking like the Cyberjets? You like that hooligan character?
Right. Exactly. Like those guys were actually always just really just number one in my book and everything. And I really like those guys.
I love those. They were like a one-step flip changer with articulation. They were great.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I'm a little worried with Mirage. He's the only one that really kind of worries me. If you look at his arms, it doesn't look like there's any elbow articulation. New York Hunter, how you doing, bud?
None of these have elbow articulation.
Yeah. So again, it is a kid's line.
Yeah. And so with no elbow, but they do have knee bends and stuff. At first I thought this was going to be another Starscream.
Yep.
Gonna be a Mirage. For me, the one thing that I've been preaching for years now is they'll come out with different molds than what we're accustomed to, or whole new characters with a whole new storyline.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we're going to finally get with this. I think they're finally going, okay, we definitely want the mom and dads to be able to recognize these characters from their youth, but give a nice little new spin on them for the newer generation.
I agree. And this is exactly what Jimmy and I feel have been talking about since the start of this show, The Forge. We just wish that we could just get some fresh takes on the characters. I was getting a little tired of the same thing over and over again. So I'm happy to see this. Next up, we have Bull Megatron.
I like him.
Yeah, I think he's awesome. I think it's so friggin' cool.
I really thought he was going to be like a Tantrum or something like that, but like Bull Megatron, not bad.
Yeah, I thought Tantrum myself. I was telling Derek that in the pre-show that I felt like, Tantrum was what we were going to be getting, but he was like, no, that's Megatron. And lo and behold, it is. You can tell by like the legs that these beasts, it looks like they're all part of the Junkion. Like the legs all have those spikes on the sides for all these beast characters. So I really feel like the Junkions are going to be represented by the beasts, which is fine.
What if we're going to see any combination from the Junkions?
It would be nice. It would, Retgar or any of those, I would be happy to see. But it being Megatron, and again, I was kind of like, wow, you're really going out there to have Megatron. Like for the first time since Beast Wars, you got Megatron in a beast mode, and I love it.
So I'm gonna just jump in real quick. We have 2 comments here. So Razel Kane, love you, man. Really good to have you on. Raz is awesome. I wonder if these concepts will translate into Generations line in 10 years. I truthfully hope they do. I would love to see these guys get the adult treatment, like in regards to figures. Again, this is a heavily stylized child line, and it's exactly what kids need. And it's actually going to segue me right into Master Far. These Cyberworld figures look like trash. They look like Fisher-Price toys. Master Far, that's exactly what they're supposed to be. These are for kids, like my 6-year-old son. This is like the next step up from those one-step flip Transformers. What the hell was that line?
One step.
The Rescue Bots.
The Rescue.
That's
like
right.
To me, these are the next step up from the Rescue Bots, and this is that perfect transition from one-step changers to a little bit more complicated transformations that a kid's going to learn the motor skills they need for the general collection lines of Legacy or whatever they go with. So I'm going to agree that they look like Fisher-Price toys, but in no way, shape, or form are these trash to me. These actually really impressed me in regards to an appeal for children. So this is what we want Hasbro to do. This is going to keep them being able to produce toys for us collectors. So I'm gonna argue with you, and usually I agree with you, my friend.
I'm sorry, guys, but I really like this. I really want to see them come back to this in the mainline figure and everything, because that guy looks. That's how impressive that guy looks to me.
Yeah,
And,
I
and he
agree.
does. I agree absolutely. And here's the thing too is that um, the reason why we got into Transformers in the first place is that they were a vehicle that went into a robot, and there wasn't a whole lot of complex engineering that went into them. And I'm glad that Hasbro has taken a chance to go back to the kids, because that's the only way we're going to die out. Let's just be honest. I mean, we're all getting older, and
Not me. Never me.
but I mean, you want a younger generation to sit there and love the same thing that
Right.
we've loved for 40 years. Like my grandpa was a big Superman, and he grew up with Superman, and and then like he always, when I became a fan of Superman, it was because of my grandpa, and then the stuff related towards me like that as a kid. I think that's what Hasbro is looking at. We need to make this a generational thing. Yeah, we've been here for 40 years, but
How many times can we get the same crap? It's hard.
Yeah.
Well,
moving on to the next figure, though. Optimus Prime.
But there you
I like the design. If only they actually painted the grill of the truck, it would have actually been like totally solid there. But like the robot mode looks great,
Yeah.
I agree. For what it is, again, we know what this is. This is a kids line.
Yeah.
This is going to get the kids into it. He looks great. He does need paint apps. Like this is one where if Toy Hawks released a sticker sheet, I think I might actually cave in for once.
Yeah, like this guy's actually really just like about, I want to say like 90% there. If it was for that grill, then would have actually been 1000%, and I would have had nothing to say.
Yep, and he doesn't look all that hollow. Because if you look at the truck mode and the bot mode, the legs are solid. There is no gaps on the sides. There's no gaps on the back. So it doesn't have that much. New York Hunter Impressions. This is not good. There's a twist changer. Hold on. It's coming up. For lack of a better name, Optimus, I got from my boy as a baby that looks better. Again, I don't know if you were here when we were talking about it. We're looking at this line as the step up from Rescue Bots. So this is for that, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid that's just kind of too big for Rescue Bots, but they can't really figure out the transformations of the legacy lines. This is for them. And
wait, hold the phone for a second. Quick, does anybody know how tall these guys are going to be?
About 5 inches, I think.
5 inches. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And hey, nobody important. You're important to us. Thanks for joining.
Hey, there he is. Nobody important.
Man. All right. I mean, it's Optimus Prime. It's gonna work. It's gonna sell. It does need some paint apps, though. Let's be honest. Next up, I don't know who this is. I'm gonna imagine it's Snarl.
Yeah, maybe. Because he's got the Dinobot. Part.
He's got the Dinobot part. It's a Stegosaurus. It kind of has to be. But
I'm venturing to think like a Junkion of some kind with the colors and everything. You know what I mean? So like, maybe like Wreck-Gar or Junk Heap or something. I don't know.
I was just about to jump into this guy is a 100% part of that Junkion crew.
Yep.
He
looks cool. I like his design. I like his design a lot. Tail whip.
I love it. I think he's great.
Yep.
The details should not be lower. I do agree. That's why I said I would have to buy some Toy Hacks for that one.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into the detailed figures very soon. You guys, I kind of think you all are on that same page of this feels like a Junkion. With Galvatron rumored to be a Junkion, I think that the beasts are all going to be Junkions. But this is me assuming.
I mean,
there he goes.
Yeah, that's just one.
What? So I'll let you guys talk. I'm all I'm going to say is I love this Dookie thing.
I am already loving this guy altogether and everything, especially since he's got wheels and everything. Like this is actually just a great figure.
Yes.
A good take on him. I didn't know if this was actually going to be my cup of tea, and like hearing about him and everything, but like after I saw him, he definitely has to be in my collection.
It's so silly. You kind of
Yeah.
need to pick it up.
That's why
It was
I
an
like
easy one. It was one of my wife's favorite characters also. So when she saw it, he's like, "Oh, he's got wheels. I have to have him." I was like, "It's a shark."
right.
We have everything that's a shark in the house. So yes, that's easy.
I'll say one thing, like if I skip over any of these other kid ones and everything, this will be the only one that'll actually hit my collection.
Yep. I get it. All right,
Yeah.
next up is Grimlock
Boo.
with a Gatling gun and a dinosaur head for an arm. I kind of feel like this was just a rehash of that Play School Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one
But-
second. New York Hunter Impression says, can you imagine if a Junkion Dinobot Beast Combiner is in the works? I miss how in Scramble City limbs could be anywhere. Listen, I would love a Junkion mix mash of a combiner that could just, anybody could be anything. That would be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say in regards to that. And here he is. He's saying that's slick. He's liking Grimlock. But he,
You
all right,
think
bud.
so, Ken? Because I don't know. Like, yeah, wait until you get to the robot mode. Wait until you get to the dino mode. You'll see.
I think,
You'll see.
look at,
Yeah.
There
look
he
at that
goes.
Dino mode. That is atrocious.
Well, and the other thing too, I don't know if you had the picture for it, but Optimus will be able to sit inside of his mouth and be a robot around Optimus.
I don't think I have that. I don't.
Okay.
I also know that other characters can fit in his chest. He's almost like a base. It's
Yeah,
I
are-
get the idea. I get the playability. I don't think the look was executed properly. Those legs are so bad.
Super agreed. I agree.
You know.
and the Gatling gun for the tail.
Yeah. The Gatling gun for
Horrible
the tail is
gas.
humorous. I can see that being fun.
He's like, I'm crouching now, I'm a dinosaur, you know, and like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I get that it's a kid's line. I get that. I dig it. You know, like the kids should like let them have their fun. But like, even as a kid, I'd be like, "What is this, Dad? What are you buying me?" You know.
It'll have moving parts where you pull the trigger. So I mean that.
All right, so New York Hunter is in love, it seems. So we're gonna have to talk to Hasbro and get him a copy mailed out.
Fast.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're on it, Ken. We're on it.
Oh,
I'm not that high on Grimlock here, but I do love the Scorponok.
Now
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. That guy
Yeah,
looks
I mean,
great.
That thing looks great. It is like, I think that's Action Master Scorponok colors. Am I right with that?
I think you're right.
Hold on. I'm checking it out right now. Action Master Scorponok.
The colors are super garish and everything, right? But
Oh,
like
yeah.
it works for
Bam.
him though.
and I like the fact that he's going to light up and make sound.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah. I showed this to my wife. She's like, oh, I have to have him. First, the colors are popping, and then he also is any. She's a big Beast Wars girl. That's what she really loves is all the animals. So anything like that, and I was expecting her to kind of laugh at it and go, no, and she's like, oh no, I want that. I absolutely, it's just bad enough to get.
No,
I like the fact they're
love
making,
it.
yeah, and they're gonna make city bots. I mean, this is to bring back the city bots for kids.
Yep. But
Yeah.
these city bots actually are functional. And I love that. You've got the lights, you've got the sounds, you've got working weapons built in, and you've got base modes. Like, it's so cool. I think that this Scorponok's a must buy. Now, I did
Yeah.
not show Grimlock. Here he is using other bots inside. He's got Megatron in his chest. He's got others set up as weapons. I don't know which characters are set up as the weapons in his legs, but I just think that's so damn cool. That's going to be so much fun. A 6-year-old me would be all over
Yes,
that. What about you guys?
absolutely be all over it. I mean, I'm an adult and I'm gonna have it in my collection. So yeah.
I like him quite a bit. Obviously there's no leg movement here, but the arms have elbow bends, so they kind of made up for it. They got to make that base mode work. Diecast, what do you think?
I like him a lot. Like I'm actually really digging that whole design and everything, you know, and I can't wait to see if they actually have like an Autobot version of this. Like, I wonder if they're actually going to do like a Metroplex, or if they're actually going to do like a Fort Maximus for this guy.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like, yeah, but
I would actually hope with this line they did Broadside right, but that's just me
Broadside
wishing.
would be great. But like, I still want him for our group. You know what I mean? Like, give it to the old guys.
Yeah, I got you. Lonica's Toy Reviews. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. This Scorpionaut looks cool. We totally agree.
Anaconis.
Yep, and it definitely does look nice in Scorpion mode. Now, this is it for the kids line. I'm done with the slides here. We're going to move right on into our stuff now. Age of the Primes. This is Alchemist.
Yes.
That's him right there. I like that guy a lot. He's
I dig it. He reminds me of Bulkhead. I'm not
Right.
going to lie. But he looks so cool with the handlebar mustache thing.
I was just
going
about
on.
to talk about that too.
Yeah.
He's like a space hipster, and I'm actually into it.
Yeah, 100%. So you guys talk. Let me know. What do you think?
I'm all in for anything I can get as the Age of Primes right now, because I've always wanted in my collection to have every representative of the Primes. And so, yeah, absolutely going to get this guy.
Yeah, I'm actually already in it. Like, as soon as I saw the design choices for this guy and everything, he just really wound up being like, I really just found him to be like one of the faves of this whole entire onslaught of bots that we're actually getting. And I like this guy a lot. There's those handlebar mustaches. The handlebar mustache just wins to me on this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a win. This is a win. It's so out there. You know, you can hear the voice in your head, you know, this guy, you know, like he's like, I can hear the encyclopedia talking to me. And I love that.
They have character.
Totally love it. Like, it brings me back to Army of Darkness.
Yes.
And the guy that actually believes in Ash, and he's like, chosen one. You know, like,
Yes.
you know, that's what I'm hearing in here. You know, when Thomas spoke the words, you have damned us all.
Great.
Like, oh, I'd love that with like an arrogant Sentinel Prime. It'd be so much fun. You know, Fanscope. But anyway, next up is GoBot, Decepticon Chaser. This is wild. This is, you know, it's crazy to see a GoBot in the main line of Transformers.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
I was surprised they made her. I mean, you know, and then make it where it is a part of the main line. That just kind of caught me off guard.
No, I'm actually really into it. I'm into these GoBots so much, and Crasher was actually kind of like one of these. Like, I actually have her already, and based on that, I really thought that she was actually just such a great ad. I really want to see like all the rest of the GoBots actually make it in and everything. You know, I'm actually.
Yeah, I hope we see them. I hope we get them all.
Because these characters are just. They're not really part of Transformers, but they're a part of Transformers and everything. You know what I mean? And they're kind of like unofficially there and everything. And now that they actually have like an official way of bringing these characters to us, awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Growing up with both Transformers and GoBots, you know, you always got birthday presents or Christmas gifts from someone that didn't know the difference. And those figures ended up mixed matched anyway. After using Mirage's mold, why make another? Because why not?
True.
You know, why not? They've got the molds. They're going to milk
I know
them.
a lot of people who were never able to get this Crasher mold and everything, you know, and I'm pretty sure it actually kind of like stung to them quite a bit and everything. So I like the fact that. Yeah, I like the fact that they're actually getting more access to these figures and everything that were actually kind of like lost for a while, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Fully agree. And I think that's a great point. Next up is the star of the show.
He looks so good.
Vortex gives me Vortex gives me all the right feelings with a mainline release of this character. What do you guys think?
I'll have you go first because I'm going to gush. Go ahead.
I think first I like to say that it's overdue that we finally, you know, and that there's love. You can see that there's love in this figure right here. When I saw the, you know, him in his alt mode and in this mode, and I'm like, I can't say enough about how happy I am to see that we're finally getting something that has really love behind it.
Let me tell you, preliminary
Yeah,
pictures of this guy in Toyfair did not do him justice whatsoever. Like he just looked like he was just like ready to like actually just like bring evil out into the world and everything like that. You know, like this
Yep.
guy is just awesome already.
yeah, he looks great. I do hope that the helicopter blade folds over, though, like
You
like
want to
it
know
should.
something? I
But
don't
that's
mind it if the helicopter blade doesn't like flip over or anything like that. Like, I mean, I'm sure that that's. I mean, I know that that's the real way he should actually be, but on this guy, it just looks great, just like as is. You know?
it looks fantastic. I agree. This is me
Right,
nitpicking because it's what I do. Paul, how are you?
Paul.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for saying hello. I do like that he comes with the right
Yes.
weapons. I think it's great that they're including multiple weapons with
Mm-hmm.
each of these
Yeah.
characters. Um, you know, lots of love in this. What's
Hey,
up, fellas? Jimmy
Jimmy
G, you're
G.
supposed to be hanging out with Mickey Mouse. What the heck? It's really nice to have you here. I know you're loving this. We were talking a little bit. I know you're loving this guy. I'm excited for this. I think this is one of those must-buy figures. Next up is a 2-pack, and these guys are from the Transformers Devastation game. It is the Elite Seeker
Mm-hmm.
and the Ground Soldiers, and these are just army builders. This is so. Does the image allude to 4 blades? I'm going back, guys. Sorry.
I can't tell. I don't think.
I see what you're saying. The actual art itself in the top right corner. It's either 4 blades or it's the blade folded in the proper positioning. Just got done with Epcot. Uh-oh. That means Jimmy's got a couple beers in him because I'm sure he toured the world. Big M, how we doing?
Big up.
So what do you guys think? What do you think of troop building and army building and all that?
Oh, it's great if you have the space.
Yes.
You know?
If you,
Yeah. Like I actually have like a whole team of Sharkticons right now that I love and everything. And I would love to get multiples of this set, but like I don't know if I have the room for it, you know?
is
Yeah,
it going to be an
gotcha.
exclusive? I wonder.
I don't know. I didn't see anything on the tags about it being an exclusive. If you're going to do an army builder set, though, maybe make that like an Amazon exclusive. At least, everybody would have access to it. Big M says that Vortex looks great. They're doubling up on the Combaticons.
Nice.
I kind of feel like that's what you have to do with the Combaticons. I'm thinking Dirge's mold for some army building is highly overdue. I want Dirge in more colors.
Yes.
I think we all do.
Yes.
I think we all do. I want absolutely. Optimus and Megatron had a world adventure, and we'll post pics. So I don't know if you guys know this. Jimmy G brought, I want to say the Blokies, Optimus and Megatron, or Blockies, whatever, on his trip with him. I have been watching Optimus Prime fish. I have been watching Megatron sit on a cruise. It's just
because
crazy.
They're friends again, and that they're showing their love for each other everywhere they go, and it's awesome. I love it.
Nice.
Until Optimus rips off Megatron's arm at the end of the trip and everything, and then we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Next
wait, can we go back to
the
other one for a second?
Hell yeah, we can go back.
On Ground Soldier, I've been seeing a lot of pictures on Twitter where like people are actually kind of like digibashing the face and everything and putting Glyph's head on it. I would love to see a Glyph from that mold in the colors.
Yes.
I just want Glyph. We haven't seen Glyph in quite some time, and I think that's a must.
And now we could go. Now we could go forward.
I love that. I think it's great, though. I'm going to have to go look for those digibashes after the show. Next up is what I think is the coolest reveal of the show, and that was Onyx Prime. Yeah. Jimmy G, have a great night, buddy. It was really good having you visit us.
All right. This guy is just bananas.
I know. And he's got 4 legs.
Yep.
I was like, wow. And his hands open and close. That's the other thing. I mean,
So what I did think was pretty cool is the back set of legs can fold up over his shoulders, and he can be a bipedal.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen pictures of his bipedal form, you know? But like just the fact that he can actually go 4-legged or two, just total win on this guy. Like, yeah,
I would love to see this guy like in action, animated,
absolutely.
comic book. I don't care what. This guy in action would be great. I want to see a side shot. I do too. I didn't really see any, but I had a very busy weekend. So we do have the side shot of him in beast mode. And I think it's pretty damn clean. I think it's really nice. I feel like he's going to be a must-own prime.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's a leader class. So, I mean, they're not dipping our pocket into a commander, which I was very excited about.
Right. Like this.
Amazing that they pulled this off at leader price point.
Yes. This guy, this golden god that they actually made for this series and everything just really spells like what Transformers could actually be and everything if Hasbro actually kept up the momentum and everything, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I agree. But hopefully this is the swing in the right direction. Hopefully them letting go of all those other lines will benefit us as Transformers fans. Yes. Next up is the Studio Series 86 Perceptor. This is a Voyager class Perceptor with Ram Horn and Ratbat. Beautifully done. Nice muted tune colors. I think it's really nice and almost. I think I would say it's a must own if you're a Gen 1 fan.
I don't have enough of him, so I definitely have to have I actually have every one that's come out for him from G1. So and to see this, I'm in love.
You want to know? Like I wasn't in, and then I was in. You know, like I loved. I have the original Perceptor of that mold, and then all of a sudden I was just like, I don't need him. And then I saw Ramhorn, and it was just like, shit. I gotta get them now, you know.
And I feel like the paint apps are better on this too.
And
so
go. No, please, and I was just gonna say, you know, it's like the Tommy Car exclusive that I have that did come with Ram Horn. So it's nice to see that same love is being given to the Studio Series. So that
absolutely.
Yep, agreed. Yeah. Now, speaking of Studio Series, I did hear it's being rumored that Studio Series 86, not Studio Series, Studio Series 86 is ending this year. So I kind of want to see what they put out and what they give us. Hopefully we get some bangers to end that line. I want a comparison with the Perceptor out now. It looks really, really similar.
I do have...
I'm sure Autocorrect Primer is going to do that when he gets his copy in New York. Hunter. He's a Perceptor fanatic.
Yes. And the thing about with the Studio Series 86 line is merging with just Studio Series. So the 86 is kind of like they're not going to go with that numbering and stay with that numbering.
Gotcha.
I guess,
well, they screwed that numbering up with Galvatron anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if they're going to correct the back issue on this guy. Like, I wonder if he's actually going to, is that too much to hope for with this?
I believe Hasbro's been actually fixing figures on later runs. So I wouldn't be surprised. They fixed their Galvatrons issues. They fixed any of the assembly with Optimus Prime on later releases. So I think that they will. I think you'll see, fixes there.
There won't be a hole in his back.
No, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Right, next up, I've got Hot Shot in Hot Rod colors. This was, when I was collecting Cybertron figures, I was getting them as Galaxy Force. I was getting them over from Japan
so you had
first.
Them as
Yes, and I love this. I did screw up. I didn't take any pictures up of Sideways, so I want to apologize to everybody now. So we'll talk about both figures on this slide, if you don't mind. I think this is beautiful. I think this is perfect, and I think this one's a must-buy. That's.
I love your Moxie on this guy. I have the toy. I should actually pull it out and everything like that, just to show off and everything like that. But like, I don't know if I was actually as much a fan of this version of the toy as it was the original version. Yeah,
the blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
well, I'm a major Hot Rod fan. Like I love Hot Rod. I don't care. I love Hot Rod. I love Rodimus Prime. I love it. So anytime you get this color scheme, I'm in.
I get it.
Yeah.
And if you look, the cyber key's there, which is pretty
that's
cool.
what I was going to mention. He has the cyber key. That's one thing Billy and my wife have in common. They both like Hot Rod, and my wife was the reason what made me actually buy my very first Hot Rod was for her. This will be an easy one for me to get. Honestly, I would like to see this next to the one that she has from the original cartoon with the Armada and the keys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this will be nice.
Yeah, I agree. New York Hunter says it makes me long for the F40 Hot Rod alternator. I had that. I loved the alternator line. The alternator line was so good because they updated our figures that we loved with modern cars. Alternators was awesome. Just it wasn't executed properly at the end. I love that. Zane,
I'll say
real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
You missed Sundays. I was welcoming my first. Oh man, congratulations on your niece.
Congrats, bro.
I mean, it's no excuse to miss our show, but congrats. Now, it's good to have you here. What do you guys think about? I'm sorry. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures sideways. I can't believe how well they nailed it.
I like them. Like, you know what? You want to know something? I really, on the back of their alternators, I've always had the Mirage mold. I've always wanted that Hot Rod mold. The Hot Rod mold would have actually been just such a great addition to my collection.
Yeah, that Hot Rod mold is awesome. The Mirage mold's great. The Subaru WRX was fantastic. What was that? That was Smokescreen, I think it was.
Yes.
I have them.
That was fantastic. Yep. Jazz was really good.
Yeah.
Fantastic line there. All right. Next up is Triptychon in his proper colors.
We know we're all going to get him.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that is just beautiful. I wish they released it like that the first time. But really cool, really nicely done.
And it's about everything fixed.
And then
where you don't have to worry about the hips blowing out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which is huge. I just put this up. We've talked about this so many times. They did have the full Devastator on, grayscale prototype. I think this is a really nice looking figure, and I think it's good. Like, people should be happy we're getting it. I understand the Combiner Wars one isn't that bad, but it's really cool.
Beautiful.
Big M is super impressed with everything they showed off this weekend. We agree. That's why this whole show's about this.
The only problem I got to see images of his back, and he has a lot of stuff just hanging off the back.
Well,
yeah, but okay, and I get that, and I get the annoyance with it, but what figure and what collector is displaying anything with their back showing?
Plus, not only that, but wasn't that Devastator anyway? With just long hauls, what do you call his
his
the
bed?
Flatbed, the flatbed was always right on the back and everything like that for all to see. So that's kind of Devastator altogether.
Yeah. Now, I'm one of those people that does display their figures in a diorama setting. I can't just have them standing straight on a shelf. So I can understand the back kibble issues, because if you do pose him a certain way, you are going to see an ugly sight. So, Derek, I do see your argument. Okay. Next up, here it is. Here they are. Hot Wheels and Transformers are crossing over, and I hope it is a gloriously successful line. I'm actually going to let Derek talk about these more so than I will, because he was looking into more information and told me a lot of stuff that I don't want to take credit for. So, Derek, we are going to probably be moving around through the slides, but take it away in regards to your thoughts and what you would like to share with us in regards to these Hot Wheels Transformers.
The one thing that really stood out to me is the fact that we're getting original molds, we're getting characters, But what really was really interesting is the fact that they're going to be die cast, which I was very surprised to see that that's what they were going for. I don't know how they're going to be sold, if they're going to be in store or not, or they're going to be order. I hope they're in store for everyone, but the figures look absolutely wonderful. And, you know,
So I'm just going to go back and forth with the robot mode and the car mode on this guy.
yeah.
Every one of us owns this Hot Wheels car. I know for a fact everyone in this lobby has to have that car. I have like 3 different colors of this Hot Wheel car downstairs in my bin of cars for my son.
Yes.
You know, when you guys
and to see him as a transformer, it's so
when you guys
cool.
were actually talking about these guys being diecast metal, I was like, is Diecast Norbs finally gonna review something in diecast metal? Like, these guys just look great to me, and I can't wait.
I agree. To me, it looks like his thighs are definitely die-cast.
That looks great.
Like the glimmer, the shine. I feel like they are. I don't know where the die-cast is going to be on these guys. I would hope that they're in areas that center the weight well.
Do we?
Joe Lepowski states real quick. We're going backwards. Ramhor looks like a Siege Ravage retool in a way. Hopefully, that is not the 86 Ravage mold. Derek, do you have the Ramhorn mold already? From Japan?
Yes, I do.
Is it a remold of the 86 Ravage?
No, they're totally different. Because I have both that one and the one that I saw images are. They didn't look the same at all.
That's good.
Real quick, guys, do we know what the size class on these guys are actually going to be? Like, are they going to be deluxes, or are they going to be like Voyager scale? Or
I think they're deluxe scale,
or a little smaller than deluxe.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the hands. I'm actually wondering if they were actually going to be if they were going to be Hot Wheel size or something.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I would love for them to be Hot Wheel size. I would love for them to be hot. You don't even know how much I would love for them to be Hot Wheel size.
I haven't seen anything per se by the actual scale size they are, but I do understand they're on the smaller side.
Okay.
Listen, if they're Hot Wheel size, it's over.
I would want them to do as much of them as they could possibly do.
Now, this guy's awesome. I have this car, official car, but mine is a maroon instead of a black. But this is so cool. It's so Burning Man, Mad Max, like Mad Max. You know.
Yeah, when I saw this character, the first character I thought it was Big Daddy, and I kept on wondering if this was actually going to be that guy.
I believe this is the Big Daddy car. Hold on. Hot Wheels, Big Daddy. Oh, you're thinking Big Daddy Transformers. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can see that. He's not named Big Daddy, though.
Yeah, I love that.
I know that.
I love that front end right there. That's great. Like, I know that's actually going to be the chest when he's in robot mode. But, wow, this guy's great.
And I love that it's centered around the chest.
Speaking of that, there's that robot mode. That thing is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I can totally see the Big Daddy homage that you're getting out of that.
And if you look, carefully, if you look at his arms look like they're die cast.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I can see it.
Hips. And his hips.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
I think that is so cool. The head sculpt's fantastic.
Yes.
Please don't let them be $80 a piece of Hot Wheels, because that would hurt me.
It would be one of those moments where I would have to sit there and go, okay, I can actually justify it. And I can have a strong argument with my wife and going,
Yep. I will ask you guys real quick. Let me just state, Zane, you're blessed, bud. Like you've got it made. Enjoy. You've got great figures, great family. You are good. This Hot Wheel is Bone Shaker. That's his name, which is a great name. Here's my only thing, and I want you guys to take a look at the waist of this guy. All right, I can see a front panel, but I don't see anything on the sides.
So I'm thinking Hot Wheel size then.
Yeah, they might be Hot Wheels sized. And listen, if they're going to be Hot Wheels sized at $20 a pop, I'm cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm paying for engineering. I'm paying for the Hot Wheels name. We're good. I have no issues paying
Plus,
for
they
it.
kind of like remind me of the old GoBots anyway, too, and everything. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And
now I'm moving over. I'm changing it. Mask is coming out. I forget the name of the company doing Mask, though. Give me 1 second to check. Because it's not Hasbro. These are licensed out to Hasbro. The name of the company making them is The Loyal Subjects, and John Warden from the Transformers team is actually running this project.
Yes.
And I don't know how much you guys grew up with Mask.
Yep.
I did.
I love Mask. The cartoon was great.
I had this guy.
The figures were great, but these figures are 100% loyal to what we grew up with. It's beautiful.
I still have that.
I had this guy and I had the semi truck. I think everybody had this car.
I kind of wish I had more room, because like that, I kind of like almost need these guys.
I almost need them myself. They are on the larger side, and I know I don't have the room for the larger side.
And they articulate.
But I really do think that this whole first wave is going to fly off the shelves.
Absolutely.
And then the semi truck here. Oh, this is the Jet. I'm so sorry. I mean, they're awesome. They're awesome. And finally, we've got the semi truck.
And the guys are.
This is going to.
I was going to say, and the guys also articulate.
Yeah.
Yes, everything's articulated. I have a few Transformers statues from the Loyal Subjects, New York Hunter. I think they put out quality work, and to see that Hasbro chose a good company to handle this, that respects the brand, that respects the history, it shows that we're in good hands. Tracker is priced at $49.99.
That's
that's
not a bad price at all.
All right, so that's everything that I have from Toyfair. There's a different driver, not Matt. I'm not sure. I'm just happy to see him.
The driver that used to be for the truck, I think he was like me, bald headed with a beard.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's pretty much what you imagine when you think of an 80s truck driver.
I live it every day.
Like that or Large Marge. And anybody that wants to make a Large Marge figure in that scale, I will gladly purchase and review it to help pitch your company. So those are the pictures. What do you guys think about Toyfair's reveals, what we are seeing from Hasbro, where we're going? And I brought up the mask just because I felt that that's going to show Hasbro licensing out these lines and what we can expect from the companies that they're choosing. How do you feel about the future of collecting in the hands of Hasbro and who they're kind of choosing to branch out to? What do you guys think? Talk to me.
I think it's smart, first and foremost. I think it's intelligent. I think it's something if they're not going to do it themselves, to get these properties out there is highly intelligent, because you'll end up, driving the market into a way that will make their brand overall. Because I know they really want to have IPs like Disney has IPs,
Right.
Yep.
And they have the stuff. I mean, and there's more stuff that they have that they could, bring out. So I think if they're going this route, I think they're being very smart about it, and being loyal is a good thing to fans.
Yeah, I think we're in such good hands as collectors. And again, I know earlier people were upset with that children's wave, but that's going to make Hasbro the money. Like, that's going to let them give us more of legacy, and then licensing out to companies like the Loyal Subjects going to just continue to give us better products.
I'll actually have.
Did any of you guys pick up the Ramen Toys versions of Mask? And are you in on these? I didn't. I love Ramen Toys. I think they're a fantastic company. Mask was a fun childhood memory for me, but it's not enough for me to run out and buy these toys. I'm just going to be honest.
I actually have to say that since we're seeing like the quality of work that's actually being done on these figures right now from Toyfair, I'm
Yeah.
just blown away already and everything like that. And like, even if Hasbro actually decided to go fully into video games, like they were actually professing that they were actually going to, the fact that they're actually like giving all these other companies like a chance to actually make the Transformers lore that much better and everything like that, with newer figures, newer ideas and everything like that, something fresh. I think that's this actually kind of like breathed like kind of like a sigh of relief and a breath of fresh air to this toy line and everything. So I'm actually looking for it. Yeah.
I kind of hope it gives it the kick in the ass that Beast Wars gave Transformers.
Right. Agreed. Yeah.
You know, like that's what I'm hoping for, that revitalization. Now, I know Michael Bay's movies did do that. As much as I'm not a fan of the Bayverse, there is a whole world of people out there that absolutely love it. And that's what we want. We want, love a giant robots. I do kind of hope that Mattel takes a lesson from Hasbro here, because I want somebody to start making some goddamn Dino Rider figures. I think that's the one line that I would like branch away from Transformers for. And you would think with their Jurassic World rights, right? They have the rights to Jurassic Park. They make fantastic dinosaur figures. What's stopping them from using those molds and making some new Dino Riders? I mean, really, all they would have to do is, sculpt the armor, sculpt the characters, and add whatever notches into the existing dinosaur molds to allow the armor to sit in place. Yeah. But I'm hoping Hasbro kind of raises the bar with this new vision of their company, and everybody else follows suit. New York Hunter watching TF Bayverse 1 with the crowd in TF Con is still one of the best experiences at the movies I've ever had. I didn't have that. I went to the premiere of Civil War.
Okay.
And one of the actors from the movie was there, and I have no idea who it was because I wasn't paying any attention. I was talking to my wife, and they're like, everybody's losing their mind. I have no idea who I watched Civil War with, but that was a pretty cool experience.
I can imagine you like him, like, what do you call it? Chris Helmsworth was just walking by, and you're like, hey, Thor. Anyway, so let me, as I was saying,
Well, that actually happened. My wife surprised me with tickets to see Spaceballs in the theaters at this theater down the street from us that's owned by Silent Bob.
Wow. Kevin
Smith. So I'm at the snack stand buying our snacks, and out from the door walks Kevin Smith. And I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, hey, how you doing? And that was it, like just talking to each other like it was nothing. So it was pretty funny. Derek, what's up, bud? It's always good to see you here. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're just talking Toyfair and how amazing things were, and what we're excited for. If we were going to bring back old 80s brands, I want a new Starcom. That would be fun.
So I actually want to see Jason the Real Warriors.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, that'd be so cool. But yeah, I really think that Hasbro set a bar this weekend. I think that they kind of showed the fans that they're listening. And that's what we want. It's been difficult because Siege started out with a bang, and then between Earthrise and Kingdom, it kind of started dwindling. Then they got into whatever the new Generations line was. It wasn't
Legacy has been going forever.
Yeah, I never had an issue with Legacy or Legacy United. A lot of people actually did. As far as the waffling and that sort of thing, sure, right? But I love the fact that they actually brought every single generation of Transformers together in that one. And I think that was just like a beautiful statement as to like what Transformers actually inspired for the last 40 years or something, So, yeah.
I agree with you there. However, for me, it wasn't the fact, like I can deal with waffling, okay? I can't deal with spending $30 on a deluxe figure, taking it out of the package, and it not being able to hold itself up due to poor tolerances, or is cracking because it's 70% clear plastic. Like there's just things they did in regards to the quality of the figures that kind of shooed me
I'll
away
agree
from
with
them.
you on that.
Their
Yeah.
engineering, the engineering is everything that I wanted, right? It's exactly what I wanted, but the quality
Yeah.
wasn't. And that's why I steered away from Hasbro and went third party. And the Underground kind of helped me win toys that I normally wouldn't be able to afford and kept me third party.
What-
Derek, really quick. Derek states, BotCon exclusive reveals, mask reveals, new Blokey, Hasbro Chucks. It's been an amazing weekend. It has. Those BotCon reveals were pretty cool. I do wonder, they revealed that Ladybug. How are they going to get past that with that show my daughter watches on Netflix, Marvelous, with Ladybug and Cat Noir and all that? Like, I feel like that name is currently copyrighted.
No, unless they actually say it's like Hasbro Ladybug, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, as a publisher,
right.
and that we run into that. And the one thing you don't have to worry about is that when it comes to insects, animals, within that genre, anybody can have a wasp. Anybody can have a frog, or stuff like that. The only difference is they'll probably, just like you said, put Hasbro's Ladybug.
Right. It was the same thing with Bumblebee versus Bumblebee. You know what I mean? Like Bumblebee from DC versus Bumblebee Autobot. You know what I mean? And then like they both can have the name and everything. You know, like it's not like they actually had the same ability, like the same powers, abilities, or anything like that, or were the same person.
It's Superman and Batman. Anybody now can have Superman or Batman or Papa. Because I mean,
I'm about to go make my own.
I'm about to make my own Superman. Hold on, let's start writing the story.
When they become public domain, and that's what insects and animals are kind of under that umbrella as a public domain type thing, then they can use it. Usually the company, now when you get copyrights, you'll have the company's name is there. That's why it's like Marvel's Rhino, stuff like that. So I think they can get around. They'll get around with it that way.
Okay.
Out of stuff Toy-Con, I think what surprised me is seeing, and I did look up to it while we were doing this. It's going to be the Siege Commander class that's going to be with the Void Rivals. And it's going to be O-rings for the two characters.
Oh, that's impressive. I like O-rings. That to me is fun. As a kid, I would take my O-ring GI Joes and I'd cut the little plastic O-ring, and I would use Play-Doh to make their intestines and everything. And my war zones were flipping awesome. In regards to StarCom, Big M said he asked Bobby Valla about the licensing, and apparently it's a mess. All of those 80s shows have horrible licensing nightmares going on, which is sad.
Yeah.
Derek, here we go. Derek even states Ladybug is public domain. We had so many good reveals at Toy Fair this year. I can't wait for the reveals next week from TFCon.
I would,
I'm sure there's going to be some cool third-party stuff in there that's going to make me regret spending my money on whatever I've bought recently, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We've got Mask coming. We've got NECA is going to be doing the Bruce the Shark from Jaws for the 50th anniversary in homage to the old Jaws game from the 70s. It is a spot-on, accurate Bruce the Shark with moving mouths, or a moving mouth. I'm so flippin' excited for that. Like, I can't even tell you as a Jaws fanatic how excited I am for that Bruce the Shark. I could care less about Quint and, any of the human characters, but that Bruce, like, I'm in. And it's great because it's accurate to the mold, not to an actual great white. And I love that inaccurate head of Jaws is so iconic and beautiful that I'm excited. So I know it's not Transformers talk. It's just tonight's Toy Fair. So what do you guys think? Are you cool with what's been revealed for that
Well,
at Toyfair.
honestly, for me, I've actually been kind of like paying attention to like mostly everything that was actually going on in Transformers lore and everything like that, and didn't get a chance to like see everything else. But yeah, I was
I
kind of
got you.
hoping to like see more pictures if you actually had them up or anything like that. But I got it.
No, I like I said, this weekend was insane. My wife's birthday's next
Oh,
week.
nice.
My daughter's birthday is the 19th. My oldest daughter came back from college this weekend to celebrate both of their birthdays because she's going away for spring break. It's this whole fiasco. So this weekend has been so busy, and I'm trying to throw together slides, and the reveals just kept coming into the morning, and I'm like, I don't have time to do this, you know. It was just a crazy weekend, awesome
Yes,
weekend.
It was.
The other surprise that I had was the fact that Mattel, coming out with the DC licensing and stuff like that for 2026, and kind of wondering what that would happen with McFarlane, but apparently it's not going to affect them at all. I mean, they're not fully losing their license for
Really. I was wondering about that.
And that's something that I thought was interesting that was coming out too, is that you have multiple toy companies agreeing to have the licensed product, but different size scale. And
I just find it hard. Hopefully they don't do it where there's a 3-inch Batman on the shelf and a 6-inch Batman on the shelf. Because again, we're collectors, but ultimately these lines succeed because parents are buying a kid a toy on the shelf. And if they're just seeing an influx of the same characters, just at different sizes, I don't think that, even it being different price points, I think that's just going to hurt all of us, all around. So I kind of hope if like Mattel releases their Batman wave, McFarlane releases their Superman wave.
Yes.
That way the products move.
think that you're seeing McFarlane going more stylized, where they'll have more cloth and stuff. Because, Hasbro has been doing that with Marvel, with Spider-Man.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going to go more of the adult collector, and I guess Mattel will be more of the kid collector,
which is fine. But I grew up with McFarlane, as you guys both did too. Sometimes he gets a little too big for his britches when he does his redesigns.
Yeah.
So I don't want to lose the characters in this new McFarlane vision.
Right. So as far as things are actually concerned with McFarlane, I kind of feel like he could actually kind of like focus on like more obscure characters or something, from the DC universe. And like I know that Mattel might be thinking about like just going directly towards like the popular mainline characters and everything, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all those characters. But like when you actually have a character like Firestorm here and everything like that, I think he's actually kind of like obscure enough but popular enough to actually make it into that line. And I kind of feel like he could actually kind of like focus on.
I'd buy a plastic
man.
Oh yeah.
I said I'd buy a plastic man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The only thing we actually got plastic man so far is actually just in like, what was it, the Build-A-Figure? Yeah, and I would love to see like a mainline plastic man and everything in some way, shape, or form or something,
I did see that he's going to be doing more with the Super Friends line.
Okay, Super Friends is
and vehicles and stuff like that. So, and then you have I actually got to see the Superman that's the Shades Sales Superman that he did. It was a page puncher.
Yeah.
I know that he's talking about that, but if he does it like he did that Superman, it's not going to do well. That Superman's the trash. I mean,
I don't buy McFarlane products. I haven't since the 90s. I think the last McFarlane product I bought was Spawn number 3 that had the big wings that opened up. But that was that. But I just hope that things work out. I know Playmates has the Power Rangers line from Hasbro, and it looks like they're just using the old molds because they've got the head flipping figures, they've got the 9-inch figures, and none of them look like original work. So I don't see that succeeding.
They're missing the bread and butter of what should actually be a part of the Power Rangers line, which is Megazords.
The Zords are terrible.
I
The
know,
whole-
Zords
but
are
Hasbro
probably
Zords
the
were,
worst.
but the Bandai ones weren't. And if they could actually kind of like really put whatever they actually had for Combiner Wars and everything like there, or like even in the combiners that they're actually doing now, into a Megazord, amazing. You know,
It
right?
would be amazing.
Right,
Yeah.
but they haven't like put.
No, but I'm saying Playmates announced their Megazord.
It looks
I did
Did you see
horrible.
that?
It looks
Oh, it's
awful.
it's worse than the Hasbro.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, and then here we are from like the Megazords being these magical these magical beings and everything like that to what we actually have now. It just doesn't make any sense for them, you know?
It makes no sense.
Well.
And I know they're keeping it a
Now-
$10 price point, but at the end of the day, if it's $10, who's going to be the one that's going to pay the $10 when there's not really a show anymore either to go along with it?
True.
There's no
true.
show, and they're doing Mighty Morphin
Yeah.
again. Like
What, Netflix?
no. Playmates is starting everything off with Mighty
Okay.
Morphin, and everybody already owns these figures. If you're a Power Ranger collector, you've already got these
Right.
characters. There's a whole plethora of
You know,
Power
and
Rangers
then
lore. It
But
hasn't seen a
Yeah,
figure.
And then
If
Go
they
ahead.
had, I was going to say is I get the comic book for Power Rangers. If they had done the new stuff with Power Rangers Prime, I think that you would have generations and different realities that they could just pull right from and be like, hey, there's a comic book, and you just do it like the Page Punchers and downsize it and put it in there. And then you have a lore and a comic book. I think that would have worked. And I think their Playmates missing a big market, honestly.
yeah, and then
I always loved buying toys
and then
with
the Hole
comics.
Punchers with Megazords that the Hole Punchers can actually ride it. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that they could actually do with it, you know?
Yeah,
And what was that
absolutely.
last Super Sentai series with like the Galaxy where they actually like over here they were actually doing like some kind of like other nonsense where they actually like decided to like take an offshoot of those characters and everything and make it
The
into
Dino?
a Netflix show. It's horrible.
Dino Fury?
No. This one was actually more Galaxy written and everything. Give me a second. But it were like
I don't know.
it was like not even just like it wasn't like the 5 original Power Rangers. It was like 20 of them.
Oh,
And they
wow.
were like amazing, each and every one of them, you know. And it was just like, oh, why were we bringing that here in the States? But no,
I don't know. I wasn't a Power Rangers
Mhm.
guy. Like I like the Green Ranger. I like the Dragon Zord,
classics,
and I'm done.
classics.
You know, and Ivan Ooze. I like weirdo Ivan Ooze because he's just such a creepy character.
My guy will always be
you know.
Goldar. I actually have him hang out with Galvatron back here and everything like that because after Rita Repulsa, he was looking for work, and then he decided to work for
Yep.
Galvatron for some reason. Now he's just hanging out with them. Just saying.
I think that's great. I could see them being a wonderful pair. Frank Welker Galvatron, though, not Leonard Nimoy Galvatron.
Exactly.
I could just hear the conversations in my head. You know, we've got some time left. We did stream off a little to other companies. Toyfair showed us what Hasbro has in line for their future, that they're going to be licensing other brands, that they're going to be focusing on their bread and butter. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like we're in good hands? What do you want to see from them? What do you not want to see from them? What are we thinking? What's Hasbro doing for us as Transformers collectors and fans?
I think the kids line is something that I've been hoping for, because when I started doing reviews, that's what I did was the kids line, and that got me the most views at the time when I focused on that. I'm glad to see that they're going back to it and they're being smart about it and giving a cartoon show that everyone can get on and see. Anybody can give their kid their phone like they already do. There's a Transformers show, 15 minutes. There you go. You know, I think that's smart. That's something they've been needing to do.
What about you?
I'm
Norm?
totally confident about like them, like whatever they're actually doing right now is exactly what they should be doing and everything. You know, like I was actually really wowed by like every single character that we've actually seen, even the repaints.
Every stinking reveal was just like, oh, I like that. And I haven't felt that in a while, like, because it got to a point where I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
I've seen it all before. I don't want to get another of this character. And and I really love seeing the progression here. They also had Star Convoy on display. I didn't put any pictures up. There's some characters I didn't put pictures up because we've seen them so many times that I'm like, do I really need to show another Star Convoy picture? I get more and more excited about that toy when the more I see it, the more I'm happier I pre-order.
I'm actually needing to get rid of a few of these guys now just to make room.
After seeing,
well, since I'm a Legends guy, he's gonna go so good with my Legends.
That's the reason why I got him,
So-
because I was like, to go with the Legends. I did pre-ordering, so I'm very happy about him coming out. The more I saw of him,
I know my son's gonna steal him from me, but that's okay. Like he's got my Siege Omega Supreme. He's taken over, and my Arc.
My nephews were looking at my Omega Supreme, and I'm just like,
if I was the collector I was, let's call it 15 years ago, he wouldn't be touching it, But I've come to the point where I have mine, and then all the mainline stuff, that is to grow his interest in it. So he can play with whatever he wants. He's played with Unicron. Like, I don't care. Like, let's grow that next generation's where I'm at. However, he knows not to play with these guys. And that's it. Like I don't even have to lock my case when his friends come over. He's like, no, those are dad's. We can play with all these, and he brings out all the tubs. So he respects the toys, so he can play. And that's all. He can play with whatever the heck he wants. He's really good with that Omega Supreme, which is crazy. I know some people see that as a very valuable figure, and kids shouldn't be playing with it. But I like, being in the room and hearing, oh no, here comes Orion Pax. And then I hear it, and he does the characters and he does the voices, and that is great. So again, it brings me right back to the Toyfair reveals. That new line for kids, that's so good. That's the direction I want to see Hasbro take. I hope that line is successful. I hope we get to see a lot of characters.
I do too. And the price point looks great.
Price point looks fine. Totally works. Makes total sense. They're going to make great birthday gifts,
absolutely.
Christmas gifts, all that
I know
fun
I'm actually
stuff.
going to be picking them for my nephews and everything like that. So I'm actually their number one supporter in that run right now and everything. So I'm sure that they're actually going to have all those guys.
Yeah, and right there, that what you just said proves that Hasbro's new direction is working. Yes. Here you are. You're saying, I'm buying these toys for X kids. Yeah. They're not like you're probably going to play with them with your nephews and all that. And you're going to say, oh, I kind of want this. And then you're going to see that you have this thing on your desk to fiddle with it.
Dude, I'm going to say that with Cybershark. Just bring that in with me to work.
Oh, I can't wait for Cybershark. Omega is still the best. Absolutely. Omega is definitely the best Titan that they put out.
Bar none.
That thing is so much fun.
Yep.
So much fun. We play with that. That thing goes back and forth almost every day. So
for me, for Hasbro,
I will say though that tonight, guys, I am going to be ending at 11 on the nose, just so everybody knows. I have to take care of some things. So we have about 10 minutes left in tonight's
I think
show.
the Hasbro is doing what I had said I wanted them to do. I wanted them to step back, look at their IPs, license out what they are not going to make themselves, and then make sure that they create something that's going to be new for a younger generation. And then at the same time, me as a collector who loves Hasbro, give me something that I can be proud about. And everything I've seen that's come out from Toyfair, I haven't been this excited about Hasbro in 3 years. This is the most excited I've been about anything I saw from Hasbro. Hands down, this has got it.
Yeah, so I agree. Home run.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, is there anything you're disappointed about? Like me, I wish they would have showed off the Studio Series 86 Megatron. I want to see what they're doing for certain characters. This is a character that's coming out, I think, in July, and we've seen nothing. There's been no prototype leaks. There's been no hints at the design whatsoever. And I felt like Toyfair should have been where they showed it off, especially because they confirmed that Megatronus is a completely different mold than the Studio Series
Is
Megatron.
he really? I thought those
That's
were going to be the
yeah,
same thing.
Yes.
I did too, but
Ah.
no.
No, they said that is
And
not the same mold.
right.
So how could they not show us this new
I
Megatron?
think they're
agree.
actually just doing
That's-
that old Broadway adage of leaving them wanting more, you know? So and I think that's where it's
Yeah.
at right now. They're going to wait. They're going to let us salivate over them for a while and everything, to have discussions. We're actually going to debate and everything for a while, because that's actually what really gets the interest going and everything, doesn't it? You know? So
Yeah, the talking and the
Yeah.
discussions.
because for me, even if he didn't transform into a gun, okay,
mhm.
I would love to have seen them say, okay, we have a tiny version. Like, you know, you can put, yes,
gun.
here's
Sure.
his weapon.
Well, so they did that with the core
Yeah.
class. Core class Megatron comes with gun mode Megatron
Yes.
as
Yeah.
his weapon, and that plugs into his back to show as if it was his
You
cannon
know,
on the
as
back.
far as
So
go ahead.
no, I'm just saying I can see them doing that
Yeah.
again. Is all I'm
What
saying.
I want to see from Megatron is I want to be able to see the option of him being able to turn into like a blaster or like a siege machine of some kind, you know, like a Galvatron style kind of thing, or like some kind of cannon on a turret or something, you know, like that would be great to me.
I'd imagine that they tried to work a way around it, like with Siege, Shockwave,
Yes.
how it's a space cruiser, but if you do a couple
Twists and
twists
turns.
and turns,
Right.
you can
Or
get
with
the
or
space
with like
blaster.
concept art Megatron, like you could actually make like a pretty decent science fiction blaster out of him and everything like that. So like I think that's actually that's what I'm actually looking forward to, just to see if they actually kind of like left like an Easter egg in there or something.
I'm sure we're going to get an Easter egg in there. The Studio Series team seems to really care about what they put
Yes.
out. I don't see that in any way, shape, or form affecting, changing now, especially with Megatron, who I'm sure they're going to want him to sell as hard as Optimus Prime did. I mean,
Yeah.
Prime was impossible to get.
Although I'm wondering
You
if they're
know?
actually going to do it like if they're actually going to do it like the comic books, where he's like just like a tank with a handle on it, as far as like his gun mode or something, you know.
I wouldn't put that past them either.
Yeah.
But that could be fun and
Right,
goofy in its
exactly.
own way.
Yes. I think that, I kind of was curious about some other IPs, like, or why they didn't release anything that was G.I. Joe related. That
Just that
Yeah,
set.
that's-
There's that box set of the
yes.
Dreadnoughts.
And that was from Super 7. The only thing I saw was that the Classified was getting the big robot shell, where the big robot, you can put the guy inside of it. It was from
One of the first
Yes.
episodes, where the
Oh,
bad
yeah.
guys came out of
Yes.
the water and the big
I really
robot.
love
so
those
that's
things
the only
too.
thing I saw from Classified for G.I. Joe was that.
I think they're trying to figure out what to do with G.I. Joe.
Mm.
I think that's why. I think they're trying to figure it out. The Super 7 has the 3 3/4 inch figures on the shelf right next to the Hasbro 6-inch
Mhm.
figures. However, in my area, the Hasbro figures are always
Right.
gone. You never find them. They're selling either so quickly or there's just no distribution. I don't know. But I think they're just trying to figure out what to do with Joe, because it's getting more expensive to produce those 6-inch figures. And people still want to keep them at, like, I still see a 6-inch figure and think $10,
Mhm.
like, still to this day. It's not like you're changing anything. It's not like there's any, Cold Slither wasn't Super 7
Okay.
from Big M.
All right.
So then that means that was Hasbro.
So okay. Because I saw it was an O-ring.
But I mean, it maybe, I don't know. I didn't put pictures up. I wasn't expecting to talk about them tonight. So, but I don't know. I think they're trying to figure out G.I. Joe. I mean, there's not that many characters I'd imagine that they didn't release. But again, I'm not a diehard Joe guy. Like, as a kid, it was Serpentor, Sergeant Slaughter, Cobra Commander, Zartan, Bazooka, and Beachhead. Like, that was it for me. Like those were my GI Joe guys that I cared about. Everything else was the vehicles. Like I had to have the Tomahawk with Wild Bill. I had the aircraft carrier. I had the Night Raven. Like the Night Raven was the coolest thing ever. You know, Destro's command tanks, like stuff like
For
that.
me, it was
but I don't.
For me, it was always Ninja.
Go.
You know, like Snake,
Ninja,
Snake Eyes,
Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes.
As soon as I had those guys now, as soon as I heard they were actually out, I had to get them right off the bat. You know. Yeah,
I get it. Well, ninjas are awesome. Always. My son let me know he's going to be a ninja when he grows up. So
as a good
get
401k.
It,
so like,
it does.
Get it.
Yeah, it benefits.
Yeah,
that's it. Hey, Billy, weren't you supposed to be going on vacation? No, Jimmy is on vacation. I am here with these two wonderful, glorious hosts. Next week, I will not be here. My wife's birthday is the 9th. So, if anybody wants to Venmo me for some birthday gifts for her, awesome. Thanks so much. All joking aside. But I will say I'm going to start wrapping things up. Diecast, Autocorrect, you guys have been absolutely wonderful hosts tonight. You both came in, you stepped up in Jimmy's absence, and you helped me put together a damn good show, I think. We had some nice, engaging conversations. We talked about the future, the past, the present, things we want to talk about. Before we close up, though, we're going to start with Diecast. I need you guys to let people know where they can find you if they want more of you.
You can find me over here on YouTube on Diecast Norbs Activate. You can actually find me also on Instagram as Diecast Norbs Activate, on Twitter and X, and Twitter is X, or Blue Sky as Diecast Norbs Activate. Also find me also on Transformers Hooligans Hangout on Facebook. We're actually always over there hanging out and everything, talking toys. And that's pretty much it. Also Tumblr, if you have a Tumblr. I don't know, like who does anymore? Like, I don't know. One day I'll get rid of it. And then on Instagram, I'm actually going to be showing off some more artwork and everything like that also, because I'm actually trying to get more and more into like the art comic realm and everything like that, and manga realm and everything. So like, hopefully that's actually going to be a thing.
Nice.
Derek's the man to talk to about that. Derek is a published artist.
I've heard that. I might have to talk to him.
I'd be more than happy to. We like to help out anybody we can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually the motto of our company is always to help out anybody that wants to get into it. Because when I was getting into it, no one helped me, and I was like, if I get a leg in, I want to make sure that anyone that comes to me gets whatever they want. So you reach out. Absolutely.
I'd actually appreciate any help. Yeah,
anything. Great. autocorrectprimer@gmail.com. Hit me up with the email, and my wife and I'd be happy and help you. And if you got something that you want to try to get published, we can help you on that route too.
That's great, because I'm dying to actually make some changes.
And it's free. We don't charge. It's all
really
free.
That's my favorite price.
That's the reason why I do it. It's because, like I always said, if I always wanted somebody to do that for me, and so if I can actually help someone do that, that's what I do. And with that, you could you're welcome. You can find us on bitterteamedia.com. That will have everything. You can also find me hooking on the street in Charlotte. No, I'm just picking. But you can also find me now on X under Autocorrect Primer. That's something that my wife is a genius when it comes to technology and stuff. I'm like the caveman, still hitting two rocks together to make fire. But other than that, you can pretty much find us there and here on YouTube. So, and thank you so much for being a great host, Billy, as always. I appreciate it so much. And Jimmy.
Yeah, I love you guys, man. You guys are great.
I appreciate you,
now,
man.
Thank you. If anybody does want to be on this show, be a guest host, all you got to do is email me, theforgelive2005@gmail.com. I will answer your email. I will get you on there. Or you can reach out on Facebook as well. I'm pretty easy to reach. But yeah, I want to thank you both. You've been an absolute wonder. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. You guys were giving some great information, asking some wonderful questions. We truly appreciate the support. If you're not already subscribed to these gentlemen, please go and subscribe to all of their channels. They are wonderful people. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night. We will see you next week when Jimmy G returns.
Sounds good.